Hey everybody, this is Tim Hart with Fort Myers American Little League. Thanks for being with us. Today we have a special guest with also a tutorial on registration for spring baseball. The legend, you guys, the backbone of our league right here, Lauren Robbins, the player agent. Lauren, what's up?
What's up, Tim? How's it going? It's a little chilly out here this afternoon, I have to say. Yeah. But we're good to go.
We picked like the only night where it's like 40 degrees to do this. So you guys, what Laura and I are going to go over is how to register. Okay, there's a few changes coming up. Lauren's going to touch on them. She's going to give you the pointers on the best way to register for this spring season. All right, Lauren. So first off, what do you do as the player agent? Okay.
As the player agent, most of you probably know there's a lot of paperwork and documents that have to be recorded from us and then turned in to Little League. So basically, I receive all those documents, I sort them, make sure they're correct, and then turn them into Little League so that we stay compliant and keep our Little League status.
Gotcha. And so, like, I know parents out there, because, you know, we're both involved in the league, one of the big complaints you'll maybe hear is, well, I did this last year. Right? So, like, why does a parent have to do it again?
Well, each year they need to check your residency status to make sure that you're still current in where you either reside in school or where you live. So each year we have to check those out. Now, if you do a school enrollment form, which we'll get into in a few minutes, that can stay with you for the duration of your time at that school, so you only have to turn it in once unless you change schools, but we'll talk about that in a little bit different. But from each year, you need to prove that you live at your residency, and it has to have specific dates to show that.
Gotcha. So let's get into then the registration process, and you walk us through how you think a parent should start. They've never been with our league or they're a returning player. Where do you want them to start the registration process?
Well, the easiest way to do the registration process is to go online, and you just go to our FMALL website, and right there it'll say registration. You scroll down, find the page, click on it, and it'll take you right to our registration site. If you have internet at home, I promise you this is the fastest way to do it. Not discouraging you from coming to in-person registration when we have them. However, our internet is slower and our computers are much older, and so it makes a process that's about 5 minutes like a 30-minute process. So if you can do it at home or at work or at the library, you can just log right in. If you're a first-time user, you're going to create, just like any other website, you'll create a username and a password. Write that down, keep it, because I can't tell you how many times we have to reset that every year. So keep that somewhere safe, and then you just go through it step by step. One of the biggest things that people do when they think that they've created their username and you put your child's information in and all that fun stuff, you think you're done. And people call me and they're like, my son didn't get put on a team. Well, 9 times out of 10, you didn't put it in your cart and check out. So after you put all your information in, you'll go back to the main, it'll take you back to the main screen. Make sure you choose that program, if it's baseball or softball, t-ball, and put it in your cart and check out. If a screen for you to pay did not pop up, you're not done. That's the biggest thing.
And you got to pay to play.
You got to pay to play.
Right. And so, guys, another thing that happens, and this is for coaches and parents that want to help, everyone has to do a volunteer application as well. So it just kind of came to me that we should bring that up. So that happens every year to background checks and things like that as well. So they've pressed submit. Okay. Now their registration goes through. What is the next step for that parent?
The next step is you'll probably get a fancy email that'll pop up in whatever email address you assigned when you set it up, and it's going to tell you, it's going to be quite a bit of information. So I'm going to break down the information that comes to you in that email and make it a little bit more simple. So the first thing it's going to tell you is that you need to provide documentation to prove where your child resides, which is within our boundary, or that their school eligibility form is within our boundaries as well. I will have Ethan, our amazing IT guy, put on our website the list.
Shout out to Ethan.
Shout out to Ethan. A list of the schools that fall within our boundaries. So that's not because not every school, because we have school choice down here, not every school is going to fall in our eligibility form for the school form. So, one, you can either do a school eligibility form if your child's school is one of our schools. this is the easiest form to do. And I highly encourage you to do this form. It makes your life and my life so much easier. So this form is
That's option one.
That's option
school.
one.
Okay.
Option one is
Go
school
that
form.
way if you
Go
can.
that way if you can. That form is just you fill out the top part, you send it with your child to school, or you swing by the front office. They fill out the bottom saying that your child has been there. Biggest thing on this form is make sure that they use the first day of school, not the date that they are bringing it in to sign. It needs to say that they've been at that school since August 10th or whatever day it is this year. And it's signed, and then you bring that back to me. Bam, you're done. Besides your medical form, which is just a simple form that the parent fills out, and your birth certificate or passport, then you're done. That's all you have to provide. So you have to provide 3 things as a parent: your residency eligibility, proof of who your child is, so either birth certificate or a passport, and 3, a medical form, not from your doctor. It's just simple. We have it on our website. You print it out, you fill it out, you sign it. That's it. Just lets us know if your child has allergies, emergency contact, simple things that we would need to know. So that's the easiest way to go. The next step would be to prove your residency with your home. And this is where it gets a little bit more complicated. Right. So we'll have listed on our website as well the tournament verification form. That form does not need to be filled out. It just shows you the groups. There are 3 groups. You must have a document from group 1, group 2, group 3, or group A, B, and C. You have to have one document from each group. And within those documents, like group 1 is some things that could happen would be driver's license, vehicle registration. It tells you, it gives you a grouping, just one document from that. From group 2, that's a little bit more difficult to find, but still easy. If you rent or lease, if you rent, lease, or own a home, super easy to find something from that category. And then there's something from category 3. So you have to collect all these things. Now, also with these things, they must be between specific dates. So if you bring me a utility bill from group 3, it must be from February of 2018. Yeah, that's where we're at now. 2018 to February of 2019. That bill must be anywhere between those dates. So that's why going this route, if your school form gets you in, is a little bit more time consuming, and you have to make sure that the dates are correct. So we'll have that listed on our website as well. But you have to have those 3 documents, a medical form, and proof with your birth certificate and or passport. So that's why that one's a little bit more time consuming. So that is the step with the documents that need to be collected.
Gotcha. So we have the first option, definitely go for your school choice, right? The school form, I'm sorry. And the second one is to do the grouping like you said.
Right.
Okay. So now they've done all that online, finished it, paid for it. They're good to go.
The one key I'm going to give
Or not.
One key I'm going to give you with League One is that
League One is our website.
Our registration site, is that when you upload documents for your residency, it only allows you to upload one document, even though you need 3. So every time you upload the next one, it kicks the first one out. It's not a good. That is a little flaw we have with our system. So if you are techie and you can get all 3 on one, great, like 3 pages and upload it. Not a techie girl, don't know how to tell you how to do that, but I know there are people that could do that. That was one way.
Their kids probably know.
Their kids probably know how to do it. But if you don't, then you can send it via email to me, either at fmallplayersagent@gmail.com or fmalldocs, DOCS@gmail.com. And you can send those to me if you can't upload them, and I will do the work for you and put it in. It's no big deal.
And also, parents out there, make sure you like our Facebook page. We have a Facebook group as well, Fort Myers American Little League, and you can message us on there. So we're very responsive with that. If you need to send us a docs there, we can get them over to Lauren. We'll handle that part for them as well.
Yes, and then the last option always is that you can come in and do your registration in person. As I said, our computers are a little slower because they're kind of old, and when we have that many computers running on the Wi-Fi here, it tends to slow down. But you are more than welcome to come and do that, and we can walk you through it. And we'll get you registered online. You'll still have to do it all yourself. I'll just be there to kind of walk you through it. But you can also, if you don't want to email those docs to me, you can stop in during one of our online or in-person registration dates and say, hey, here's my docs. And I will take them right from you and scan them and upload them and do that for you as well. So those are the options that we have with that. But once you've done all that, you're good to go.
I thought you were coming with something else.
No.
Okay.
You're good to go. And then the next step is just we'll get the teams drafted, and you should hear from a coach.
And then just the good times ensue.
Exactly.
Right. And so you guys out there, you're watching this, just keep a couple things in mind that the whole league is run by volunteers. We're all parents. We're all working. We have kids, other lives out there. And so this time of year especially, I know for you big time and the commissioners, this is a busy time for us in baseball, organizing this whole operation, and especially Lauren, and you're going to have some extra help this year?
It is always open that anyone that would love to learn to come help me out during this time. It's great. I have 2 other people that help me out, and we kind of separate it, and it's a lot of clicking and pointing on your computer and checking dates and making sure everything's good. I have other duties that come along with the player agent, but this time of year is definitely from now until February 1st when we get our teams drafted. This is so anybody that, even if you can give a few hours, it's just a few hours at home. You don't have to be here. You can do it from the comfort. You can be on your couch. You can be having a cup of coffee. You could be watching football or baseball or basketball. Right. You can, be hanging with your kids and clicking and pointing. So
cool. Well, Lauren, do you have anything else you want to add you can think of?
No, I'm really looking forward to another great season and some new faces out here, new little guys. And I know those of you with your T-ballers, you probably have a lot of questions. One last thing I'm going to throw in real quick, Tim. I just thought about it when I said T-ballers. VPK does not count as a school. So even though it's recognized by the state of Florida as a school, that doesn't count for an eligibility form. So it has to be kindergarten or higher. So, but we're here. We're always willing to help. Shoot me an email. Send me on any of the FMALL Players Agent docs and volunteer, any of that stuff. I get all of those emails. So we're here to help, and we'd love to see you come out and help us.
Yeah, and also, guys, what I'll do is all these emails, the website, you name it, I'll put it all in the body of the Facebook post, and then I know Ethan will get this on the he was giving us a signal. He'll put on the video, too. Is it going to be right here or over here or, like, somewhere in there? So, anyways, you guys, appreciate you guys watching this. We look forward to seeing you out here. And before we go, again, I want to tell you, from our entire league, this place would not run without her. I mean that. She runs the show and does an awesome job. So thank you from the league.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thanks, Tim. Teamwork makes the dream work.
All right, you guys. See you later.